Now, forget everything you thought you knew about what lies beneath the ground. Because maybe the greatest mystery is hidden right beneath the ground we walk on. In Turkey, beneath the unforgiving rock of Cappadocia, a vast hidden world exists, buried in silence for thousands of years. And this world still hasn't revealed all its secrets. In 1963, a homeowner in Derinkuyu, while renovating his house, discovered a strange hollow behind a wall. When the wall was broken, it wasn't just an empty space. It was a passage, then another, and another. As he moved deeper inside, it became clear this wasn't a simple hiding place, it was an entire city, built beneath the ground. Rooms, narrow corridors, storage chambers, places of worship, living spaces, ventilation shafts, even areas for animals. Today, this structure, known as the Derinkuyu underground city, extends nearly 85 meters below the ground. And it offered a defensive system capable of protecting thousands of people. According to research, nearly 20,000 people could live here, along with their food and their animals. But the most remarkable thing isn't just its size, it's the precision of its design. Layer upon layer of complex passageways. Massive stone doors could be sealed shut from the inside. And the ventilation system allowed clean air to circulate, even dozens of meters underground. In some areas, there were water wells, in others, places of worship, and in certain sections, production and storage areas. But why did people choose to live in a place like this? The most widely accepted theory is that these underground cities in Cappadocia were built as refuges to hide in times of danger. It is believed that early Christian communities and local people took refuge here during times of raids and violent attacks. So this wasn't just a structure carved into rock. It was also the underground trace of fear, faith, and the instinct to survive. The Derinkuyu underground city has not been fully uncovered. With every excavation, new tunnels, new rooms, and new passages continue to be discovered. This city stretches dozens of meters deep, layer upon layer, of carved chambers. And most striking of all, while working underground is already incredibly difficult. To create a space of this scale, it would have required the labor of thousands. What's more, the total weight of the excavated rock and earth is estimated to reach millions of tons. To uncover this mystery, researchers from around the world are drawn to the Derinkuyu underground city. One of the most notable names among them is Erich von Däniken, the author of Chariots of the Gods. The renowned researcher, in his book Chariots of the Gods, devotes a special section to Derinkuyu. The team that arrived in Cappadocia spent weeks studying this massive underground system. According to von Däniken, the underground cities of Cappadocia were connected by massive tunnels. And this raises an even bigger question. Was such a massive underground network really built only to protect people from attacks? Or was there once a time when people were forced to hide underground from another threat coming from the sky? For now, this remains only a theory. But some ancient stories told in Cappadocia take this theory to a far more mysterious level. Because today, directly above the underground city, stands a town called Derinkuyu. And in some of the nearby villages, an ancient story, passed down from generation to generation, still survives today. According to this story, in ancient times, beings descended from the sky onto these lands. And a great war began between them. When the good ones could no longer resist those with evil intentions, they chose to go underground. They built enormous underground cities and hid deep beneath the earth. Some villages, however, claim that at night, they sometimes see strange lights rising from beneath the ground. Of course, all of this could be seen as legends told for tourism. But here's the truly striking part: these stories have been told for hundreds of years. And when these stories first emerged, most of the underground city had not even been discovered yet. So the question still remains, was Derinkuyu merely a shelter? What's even more intriguing is this: archaeologists believe that around Derinkuyu and across Cappadocia, there may still be many underground structures yet to be discovered. To this day, more than 200 underground settlements have been identified across the region. But the vast majority of them have only been explored on the surface level. If this theory is true, then beneath Anatolia, there may once have existed a massive underground network connected across vast distances. At first glance, this idea may seem impossible, but even the surface of Cappadocia is filled with traces unlike anything ordinary. In some areas, strange parallel lines stretch for kilometers across the surface of the rocks. Some researchers believe these marks were traces left behind by transportation systems used in ancient stone quarries. Yet even that theory leaves one enormous question unanswered: what was Derinkuyu really built for? Millions of tons of rock, how were they removed from beneath the earth? And these colossal underground cities, how were they built with such an incredibly complex system? Structures like Derinkuyu remind us of one thing: human history may be far deeper and far more complex than we ever imagined. And perhaps, beneath the ground we walk on, there is still another world waiting to be discovered. According to researchers, the visible section represents only about 10% of the entire structure. The remaining areas have either never been uncovered, or are being kept sealed for preservation purposes. Many researchers who enter Derinkuyu end up saying the same thing: this isn't just a city, it's an entirely different world built beneath the earth. Perhaps the greatest mystery is still waiting to be discovered. Subscribe to Axiom Earth, and together, let's continue exploring the depths of the unknown.